how did you find her? How did you hire her? You know, I see her on commercials all the time. I think I saw her on a birth control commercial a few days ago. So she's an actress. How did you find her?
Yeah, she's been typecast into porn, and it's just something about internet video with birth control and porn. That's what you get typecast. The Lindsay, we were lucky, obviously. Again, like when you're doing these deals, you're moving fast, etc. Craigslist in New York, we put an ad in the paper, and 600 men, women, and children applied for the job, and that's kind of the crummy part of this whole thing. You know, for me, it was like, oh, I get to pick like a girl. There's going to be hundreds of girls that come in, and I get to like ask them stupid questions, and then we're going to pick, you know, the cutest one. But with Lindsay, so I thought I was like some celebrity. But when I got to New York to do that part, I realized how hard. It's mostly just sitting and waiting and you know, producing a show and doing all that stuff is just so hard. And it takes so much time to even get out 3 minutes. But Lindsay just stood out of all the girls. And she was really good on the street. She could go up to people. She just wasn't intimidated by people. And she had just a good, you know, for the small screen, a really great presence. So we got, you know, we all liked her. It was unanimous. We got a little lucky. She was up for a part in a Broadway play. It didn't come through, so she took the job. And, you know, she's now an employee of CBS and hopefully happy.
So what happens, hopefully, we're going to talk about that, about why you sold and what they were buying and that sort of thing, but what happens when the star of a show, or for the podcasters, video podcasters, when they become the stars of the show, and in your case, you know, they become the face of the show, so what happens when they do become unhappy, or what happens when they want to leave? I mean, we saw that with Amanda Cogden and Rock to Boom, and they bounced back from that, but what do you do in that case? Is that a concern?
It was the biggest concern. I mean, you have what you have is magic in a bottle, assuming you like the show. So first of all, you got to hope that the show's good. Then when it's good, all you worry about is Lindsay getting another job, or I say something wrong to Adam and Jeff that pisses them off to leave. I mean, we all have egos. So, I mean, that's why we went as fast as we could. That's why we seriously, my plan right from the beginning was to build it to sell, meaning find a niche, fill it, and I knew who our buyer was going to be. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make in the video, you know, is they're doing it for the passion, which is, of course, important, but you need to have, it's still a business, and you should still respect it as a business, meaning when you start it, there should be a plan for what you want to do with it. And I think that helped me. I mean, you know, it's not like everything I've touched has turned to gold. I've had a lot of losers on the way. It's not like the first time that I did this that I was a success. So you live and learn, and stocks is something that I just knew I felt better than anybody, and then combined with a little humor, I had an edge maybe that other people didn't have.
Was there an idea to bring this to regular television, or did you always think it would just be online?
Yeah, I mean, I think I should be on prime time on CBS, but they don't. I can't comment on that. Obviously, I think that if our audience likes it, they should expand it a little more, you would think. But, you know, CBS Interactive and CBS Television are completely different entities, as much as they want you know, to be the same. But there's a lot of people with a lot of agendas, you know. So it's probably not as simple to just say, oh, we bought an internet show, and now these guys are going to be on the morning show, and they're going to run the clips. So, no, I mean, short answer, you know, I didn't expect anything. But it'd be fun if Lindsay got a chance to do some more stuff on TV. Do
you think that should be the goal? I mean, when we're talking about new media, we're always talking about the fact that we don't need old media. We can do it ourselves. We don't need their distribution channels. And yet, I think if most people had the opportunity to take their show to broadcast radio and TV, they'd take it because of the mass audience that they have. I mean, should that be a goal?
No. I think absolutely not. I think we'd be in denial to say that TV, I still believe in TV. I mean, that's where the audience is. But that shouldn't be your goal. I think there has to be a lot of blocking and tackling. And the beauty of the web is that you can let people consume it where they want. Okay, so whether it's Tube Mogul, which is, you know, some guys that are here that allow, you know, that Wall Street uses, where you download your show to one place, and they send it out to every site for you. There's that extra distribution that you can get, you know, as a one-man team or a two-man team or a two-woman team. So the tools are there to get you everywhere, and so, but I don't think you should be thinking about TV. And
but do you think you're competing with TV even if you're not on TV? Are we getting to the point now where we're competing with it?
I think it's time, right? There's 24 hours in the day, and it's scary to think of all the selections that people have. You know, they're in their office for 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day. Then they're on their laptop while they're talking to their kids. So, you know, you got all these medias going on in the background in this competition. So yeah, I think it's daunting for sure.
How did you stand out? How did you build your audience initially, get that initial burst of press and whatnot to get out there?
We embarrassed ourselves. You know, the Kramer thing, which is, you know, he's an icon in the financial space, whether 1% of the country knows it or not. The point wasn't, we were focused on our audience. We didn't care if we got 1 million views on YouTube, because those 1 million views not necessarily going to come back the next day, right? We wanted the 20,000 high net worth hedge fund managers on Park Avenue to say, Lindsay's cute, Lindsay's funny, the show's witty, they've got some good energy, and they make fun of the people that we all want to make fun of. And so that built a really loyal audience, and those people are early influencers, and they start talking to other people. And so we not tricked, but really we tricked based on our size. We had much influence. I feel influence matters over everything. You know, I'd rather have 100 people who could change your life watching your show than 1 million people on YouTube. But you know, that was just my model. It was just the only way I knew that I could get out is to get the people that I was focused on getting. You know, Jim Cramer and those people to take attention, because they were the guys that could say, we can't do video that good, let's just buy them.
What you mentioned talking about putting it on YouTube or whatnot, and is that important? Should we try to get our content out on every possible channel we can? Some people say, no, I don't want to use YouTube because I don't like what's kind of around on YouTube with the webcam and, you know, kids blowing up mailboxes. I want to make sure that the experience is what I want it to be.
Yeah, that's a really, I mean, I'm for putting it everywhere. I don't think you can tell your audience where they should watch it. And we always got good feedback about that. I think the blocking and tackling of tagging your show, focusing on a niche, and being everywhere from iTunes to YouTube to Dailymotion to, you know, all your podcast aggregators is important.
Let's talk about the length. Your clips are relatively short. Some people are doing more long form, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Yours are closer to 10 minutes, 6 minutes, things like that. Why did you decide on the length?
They should be much shorter. I think because we were a startup and because I trusted Adam and Jeff, you know, when I saw the show the night before every day, I was like, oh my God, what are they going to do? Like, I knew because I wrote it and helped, you know, create it, but I wasn't always in New York. So me seeing it for the first time was like you know, was like you guys seeing it for the first time. So that was like, I didn't want them more than 3 minutes. We had general rules. I didn't want them more than 3 minutes. But a lot of times they would break the rules because they were flexing their artistic, you know what I mean? And in the end, what was I going to do? So there was a lot of give and take. They knew the rules, but you know, sometimes they broke the rules just because they had something to say or a film the way they wanted to shoot something. So, you know, all those things worked out in the end, but I really think you have to be well under 3 minutes.